Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Cuckoo.
No?
I don't know.
Hey, Robert, am I on? All right, ladies
Hey
and gentlemen.
now. Hey now. This is what dreams.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Matt's
are
and Mark's,
made of.
GCF's official podcast. I am your commissioner, Joseph Saint.
And I'm your owner. Your girlfriend's favorite.
There I am.
Promoter.
Now I am. Once again, welcome to Matt's and Mark's.
I'm
This
John
is
Delo's
terrible.
best friend, Jamal Bostic. RJ Wallace. Sorry.
Joined by our
Jamal
announcer,
Bostic.
Vic Cassidy.
Hi, I'm Victor.
RJ, just stop talking while you can. All right, guys. We were off a week. Let me explain what happened. It has been brought to my attention that our current champion went above my head and said that I was treating him poorly. He went to the upper, yes, there is upper management than me. There are the investors that I report to. He had claimed that he's going to no-show, and so they came down to me and told me and gave me a week to rectify the situation. I'll get to that later, but I have a contract for our champion to sign tonight. He will not be no-showing, and he will not be goaded into any matches that I don't approve of. So, let's start where we always do in the great world of wrestling. What's been going on?
There's a TNA show today.
There is Slammiversary.
I guess start off with AEW 2 weeks ago.
We have been off the air for 2 weeks. Let's start with AEW. Not Fight for
Fighter
the Fallen.
Fest.
Fighter Fest. Did you watch this?
Yes, I did.
What'd you think
I
of it?
watched it late. Fighter Fest wasn't bad. I mean, the buy-in was pretty good. I really only wanted to watch it for the triple threat tag match.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, it was
Not
really,
the Cody?
I mean,
Cody and Darby
that was my
Allin?
first time watching Darby Allin. Darby Allin, he was impressive. He
Lived up to the hype?
Yeah, he's got a pretty bright future.
I like
what he
Darby.
does.
He's not an all-around. Everyone paints him as this deathmatch wrestler, and he proved in a match with Cody that he can go. He can show he's more than deathmatch.
And
I
he can
thought that
take
was a great
spots
match.
like a
That
mug.
spot where he just basically did a trust fall onto the apron was a little killer to watch. But
With the double, the superhuman on there.
yeah, don't get me started on Superhuman. I don't have enough time in the
shit.
world. That was main evented by John Moxley taking on
Oh,
Joey
that was,
Janela.
God, that
That
Joey
was good,
Janela. That is the opposite of what I just said about how Darby proved that he's more than just a deathmatch wrestler. These guys went out there and had a very good, very violent match. There was, for one thing that I don't approve of, I invented the UV division for a form of my own hardcore. I watch it for weapons, but it's more than that. These guys went out there and used thumbtacks. It's not something I am ever going to approve of. He did an atomic drop foot first onto thumbtacks.
Bare
that
feet.
That
I
was a
mean,
bit much to watch.
Talk about innovation.
Yeah.
Talk about putting your foot in the match, right?
There you go.
Can we do that with Legos, though?
You know, Legos I actually approve of. There's a lot of things you can do with Legos.
I mean-
as you've seen, I approve of candy. Not necessarily all the fans eating it.
Don't
but
eat the
to
candy.
each your own. If you got the candy, it's yours. Do whatever you want with it.
And
Make
if you
sure
got
it's not
hepatitis
bloody.
after that, it's
Just
not our
saying,
fault.
Just sell it on eBay.
Other than that, let's see. What other matches do they have on that? Anything else? you wanna-
The Elite versus the Lucha Brothers and another Mexican guy,
Laredo. Not Laredo?
Laredo Kid, maybe.
Laredo Kid? I
He was
believe.
he was on Lucha Underground. That's all I know.
Has
Can we get
any-
But,
an
um,
approval of that?
he was up there.
That was a very
He's up
solid match.
That was a good six-man tag.
RG's not great with names, but yes, that was a very good match that they had.
I'm not, man. I mean, it was a good match.
Jungle Boy kind of stole the show.
Did he?
Did you see him in that fatal four-way?
No.
Okay. He went to the corner, and I can't even describe what this move was because it was innovative. He's on the outside holding the apron and did an imploding 450 to the guys standing around the apron.
Oh wait.
So, exactly, because I can't even describe this right.
Okay.
He's balancing himself on the outside post and just fell into it. While the guys are saying, you need to go back and watch this. This guy, I thought really
This is
nothing
during
of
the
him.
four-way?
This is the four-way match, yeah.
Okay.
I
I only
thought
saw- I
going
only
into this,
saw the
I didn't
end of
think
it.
much of him other than I know he's Perry's kid.
Luke Perry,
Perry's kid. Rest in peace. But he really stole that match, and to the point where I kind of felt bad for The odd man out in that was who was the deathmatch wrestler in that one? You
Jimmy
had-
Havoc.
Jimmy Havoc really didn't show his ability in this because the other three were busy stealing the show.
This is true. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, they'll have more matches to prove.
And I think
but
they're
I mean,
trying to build something with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus.
Oh,
as a
they
tag
definitely
team,
are
right?
going to be a tag team there.
Yeah.
Luchasaurus
I mean,
has
it-
been a mainstay of bar wrestling lately. Very, very cool guy.
It's like that reminiscent of the Pixar movie, The Good Dinosaur.
Ignore Vic. Ignore Vic's references. He.
The
Good
references
dinosaur.
are amazing.
Anyway,
Good
though,
Dinosaur.
AEW, yes, Fighter Fest, and it was free. Great marketing on their part.
Shout
'cause
out to
they're putting out
Bleacher
another
Report
show
Live,
2 weeks
yeah.
later.
That
Very
one you gotta
smart
pay
move on
for.
their
No,
part.
I think
giving
it's
away-
this week, isn't it?
Well, 2 weeks after that one aired. But yes, very smart strategy, giving one away for free in between.
Yeah,
I think
'cause-
that they're doing all the right things. And they know that they have all eyes on them, waiting for them to struggle with anything. AEW is definitely making all the right moves.
Right. They're
And
not
it's-
just a
and
t-shirt
That,
company.
that being said, takes us to the next segment because we've been off the air for 2 weeks. Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff.
Oh, so we're
My
on
man.
WWE now.
My man Easy E is back.
So, Paul Heyman has
Oh,
been
dang! I didn't even make that. He's back and better than ever.
There you go.
There it
Reference
is.
to his theme.
There
All
it
right.
is.
Paul Heyman
There
has
it
been.
is.
What is the name of the job they gave him? Is it executive
They're
president of?
basically they're
I don't know
running
what
creative
official title they gave,
and
but
producing.
yes, Heyman is running Raw. Bischoff will be running SmackDown. This is obviously in direct response to AEW, and it's
Oh, yeah.
smart. It's very smart. I think Paul Heyman is a brilliant mind as long as you don't let him cash the checks and you don't let him. Don't expect him to tell the truth to any of the talent. Other than that, I think he's a brilliant, brilliant mind. He's done many smart moves. He's done many stupid moves too. But if Raw this past week was what's coming, then it's going in the right direction. And I hear that Bischoff isn't going to be running it until after Extreme Rules, so that's more of a wait and see approach.
Yeah, too much at one time.
Well, then we'll see how much.
Well, and I know
of
that
an influence
yeah.
he has
I know
over
that the
Extreme
rumors are
Rules.
that after SummerSlam, basically behind closed doors, they're going to hold their own draft.
Yeah.
Bischoff wants his own talent, Heyman wants his own talent, and then they're going to keep it separate. That is
right.
very smart.
And
keep
also,
the
aren't
Street
they-
Profits on-
Aren't they
put the
also
Street
getting
Profits
rid
on
of like the
SmackDown.
whole GM title
I've
thing
heard
too?
that Heyman is not a fan of the overly corporate, overly used bosses.
Yeah, why would Paul
Why
Heyman
would-
be a corporate guy?
Well,
You know what?
they
He's
just
a
don't
Paul
need
Heyman.
Shane McMahon, basically, is what they're saying on both shows. acting as if
Yeah,
he's
I
in
never
charge.
thought I'd say this, but I don't think we need Shane around anymore.
You know, I've always been a Shano fan. I think
too.
it's a bit overkill lately what they've been doing with him, but more power to him.
The fact that now we have to treat Shane as a wrestler now is kind of weird to me.
I get it. I mean,
But he's the best in the world.
Man.
well, I'm sure when they started that, someone backstage had an inkling that they would get Punk back to feud with him, and it's not happening.
No.
It's not happening. So now they're using him to take as many digs as they possibly
They
can.
need to realize Punk ain't going back to WWE. He might not come back to wrestling, man.
No, and
No.
it's
It's like-
he doesn't have to. Did he go out the way that he should have? No, but at this point, we don't need you.
He's
back.
been gone
Yeah.
too long. We don't need it.
He has a good life right now, so
There
he
you go.
doesn't need it.
Does he?
Yeah, no,
As always, guys, we got the comment section. Ask away, comment away. Let us know if there's anything you want us to talk about. Let me see.
the whole Sammy Callahan beating the crap out of Tessa Blanchard.
So this is a few weeks old now.
Yeah,
But
we're
on
late.
Impact Wrestling, you had Sammy Callahan get real physical with Tessa Blanchard, violently so.
It was kind of weird to watch.
It was,
Yeah,
and I'll watch what I say based on some things. There's people that really love intergender wrestling. I think there's a time and place for everything. I think Sammy Callahan went a little too far, but he's probably doing what he's told.
well, you hate him.
Somebody
anyway,
told
so-
him to beat the shit out of Tessa
It was a
Blanchard.
storyline, you know, and you have Tessa calling him out and saying she's just as tough as the men. So that is that's intergender. That's intergender wrestling. It is what it is.
Die.
Oh,
Do I think that Tessa is the best woman to put in that scenario? No, not necessarily.
No, yeah, I was like, I can think of like two other
No.
chicks at least in TNA that would be perfect
Oh, yeah.
for that. I don't. Well, her compared to Sammy Callahan, I'm just like, nah, man. Like,
Exactly. You know how I feel about Callahan until he
Me
spit on
listen.
Cornette a few weeks back. I wasn't a fan.
We're on the same boat, brother.
That's the only thing you
Yeah,
jumped on the
absolutely.
boat with him with.
It's you know,
Who likes Jim Cornette?
let me see before we get back into our wrestling. There's one more thing I want to talk about here, and it was. Let me see.
Did anybody
Checking
watch
my
Stomping
notes.
Grounds?
Stomping Grounds.
No, not
Where
even the
did you
people
get
that attended.
Where did you get that shirt, RJ? I need one. If I could tell you where I got this shirt from,
Oh, that's an
I'd
amazing
have to
shirt.
kill you. And
The important news about that shirt,
I mean,
though,
this Sheridan chick seems like a nice girl, but she seems like she would be your friend. Can you tell her mind your business?
well, I can tell her that the GCF shirts, as you can see,
Whoa.
merch is actually being made. We've been asked. We will deliver.
Shout out to all those
Come
kids
to our
in
newest
China
shows,
that's
yeah.
slaving over there making
July-
these shirts.
Wow.
We'll try and get these
You feel
as
me?
much of these as possible
I
come
like-
July 28th.
Yes,
That
sir.
logo really
Yes,
pops.
sir. It's popping.
Now, thank you, Sheridan. Before all that, one more thing to get back to in the
Oh, she said you don't have
grand
nice
scheme.
friends.
Yeah, well,
She sounds like a real jerk now.
all right.
All right.
Coming back full circle here.
Except me. I'm
Zack
pretty nice.
Sabre Jr.
Oh, okay.
Zack Sabre Jr.
Zack Sabre Jr. just went on a rant and said, I quote, let me see here.
Humier.
Putting on a great technical match for a U.S. audience is like reading Shakespeare to a dog.
That's a real British thing to say.
But,
Pip pip cheerio.
Zach, I kind of get what you're saying. So let's talk about this. Technical wrestling in front of a U.S. audience. Do you think that as U.S. fans, we don't appreciate the technical ability of wrestlers as much as...
Well, since
New Japan
since the
or-
greatest technical wrestler of all time is dead.
Okay, well,
Rest in peace.
we can talk
No,
about
I'm not
that.
talking about Bret Hart either. I see y'all looking at me like
I'll
that.
bring him up,
No.
but I'm going to say it like
No.
this.
Chris Benoit, man. Oh, I beat you to it.
Technical ability.
Wolverine.
All right, guys. Let's talk for real. For
This
real.
is-
Do you think that
this is the Marks part of the
technician
whole
is lost
show.
on an American audience?
Yes. Now,
Now, do you think Daniel Bryan is arguably the most technical on the current roster? Do you think they let him thrive in that or no?
no.
And you
No.
don't think they respect that?
Because they love that flippy shit.
And especially now, given the
Hashtag that.
given like the climate of how wrestling is.
TJP was very his finisher
Yeah,
was
Yeah.
the TJP clutch.
but I mean,
But you don't think they? So you're saying back in an era,
why
let's
he's
say
not
the
there
name that you
anymore.
said. Chris Benoit had great matches with Jericho, very technical matches. 2 out of 3 falls. I don't remember. They did it a few times.
his submission matches with Kurt Angle.
Take it back to old school ECW. Dean Malenko and Eddie Guerrero put on match after match. I think for any wrestler, go back and watch the tapes. That is technical wrestling at its finest.
Oh yeah,
Right.
But I do agree with Zack Sabre. The American audience these days, they want flashy, and technical wrestling isn't what's seen as
Flippy shit.
flashy right now.
And I don't think I would have said reading Shakespeare to a dog. I would have said like reading Shakespeare
That's
to
true.
like
You just-
a
A child?
millennial or like a child. Have you ever
Or a
tried
child.
to read anything to a child lately? It's a hassle. It's a real
They
chore.
want special effects. They want movies. They want. So is that a changing of the
Like-
times?
like MCU
Do you think
fans.
there's a way to get
Oh.
technical wrestling back?
They'd have to do it the right way though, and they'd have to get people to respect it. I think that's why people don't watch NXT UK a lot because
I think
It's a
NXT
different style
UK
of
is
wrestling.
definitely lost on the fans because one, I don't feel they did enough to establish the stars of the show right off the bat, and so anyone coming into that show puts it on and says, "Who are these people?"
Right.
I think that they tried to build Mustache Mountain as being the top 3 of that,
And they keep
and
losing.
They've buried them.
yeah.
But it's all different styles. You know, there's a reason I love wrestling. Japan style is totally different from America. Is totally different from British style. There's different things for everything. Do I think Zach was a little harsh on the American audience? Maybe a little, but he's not wrong.
No.
It's.
He could have worded it different.
Nah, he's British.
But
He
I would
kinda
love to
hit
see
it.
technical wrestling
That's
come back.
poppycock.
Yeah. It's horse shit, as they like to call it. I mean,
All right.
it's-
Anything else in the grand world of wrestling before we come back to local wrestling? Do we know any of the matches on Slammiversary?
Yes,
I can tell
yes,
you I haven't watched
actually.
Impact in a year.
So, The main event is Michael Elgin versus Brian Cage for the world title.
Michael Elgin versus Brian.
Yeah, hey, listen.
Morrison's not in the whatever is that.
John-
Impact isn't.
Johnny Impact will be facing Rich Swann for the X Division title.
Speaking of Impact,
Speaking of burying talent, so you have the two guys that should be main eventing the show, and
Going
then you
for the
have-
X Division title.
Going for the
yes.
X division. Okay,
Which is
Interesting.
funny because 2 months ago Brian Cage was the X Division champion and
And
Impact
that's-
was the world champion.
yep.
Now it's flipped. So be it. There's a triple threat match for the tag titles. LAX versus the North versus the Rascals. The Rascals are pretty
The
good.
Rascals are very good.
They're a pretty impressive
Very
tag.
good
I haven't
team.
seen much of the North, but I mean, I'm an LAX mark, so you know.
There you
it's
go.
me. Tessa Blanchard versus Sammy Callahan. Yeah, that's all I know of for this TNA card.
Some great comments going on right now about technical wrestling in the chat. I agree. Bring back storytelling and you'll fall back in. I mean,
Yeah.
agreed. It's all about bringing it all together in a great way. And the art of wrestling is lost on a lot of wrestling fans. That's what's sad at the moment.
And some wrestlers.
And some wrestlers. You know, it is what it is. But, you know.
yeah.
Wait, who's... I am Geo Amazing ex-bodyguard, and I want revenge on how he excluded me. Boom, shock.
As far as I know, Gio Mason doesn't have a bodyguard because
He
he's
doesn't
kind of
need one.
heavy.
Well,
He's my best friend. He could do whatever he
sounds
wants.
like this
He
is,
could do whatever
this
he
sounds like
wants.
this is his
He
ex-bodyguard
doesn't need
because
a
he doesn't know how to
bodyguard.
spell. So, listen.
Well, we got a Gio Amazing shout out, so
And that's not me that's doing that? Wow, that's
no,
crazy.
for once Vic
What?
isn't talking up Gio Amazing. I'm not talking him up. He's
Wow.
in training.
Because what
He'll
does he need
back
to be
when I need
talked
him.
up for? He doesn't need to be talked up for.
So
He'll
we're
be here when I need
Like,
him.
I'd rather have...
GCF now?
I'd rather have...
What's going
So
on?
we're on local, not
on
all this
local.
GCF. Let's talk. All right, guys. What have we got coming up this week?
Go ahead.
This week, Yankee Doodle Damage. It's a show by my best friend, my man, John Della O, OCCW's next show.
I think I should move out of the way
You
for
should
this
move
one.
out of
Speaking
the
of,
way.
yeah, get up.
All right.
Go, get
Let's bring him on out.
my man John Della O.
John, come on
My
out.
man.
Oh, hey, how you doing, Lamar? How you doing? What, Lamar? I'm sorry, Jamal. Jamal. RJ. I'm so bad with these names, but I figured since you're gonna call me by my shoot name, I'll call you by yours.
Oh,
It works.
Johnny Malice. Man. Since we're
How you doing,
since
everybody?
we're so
No,
close,
you guys. Hey, first of all, I want to congratulate you fellas on. We got giants sitting here behind the desk now.
I don't know why
just
he
leans
lives.
back.
He's
All right, I want to congratulate you all on your continued success.
Thank you.
You know, for the longest time we were the only show running in Orange County, and now we've got a couple of them now from the ashes of nothing, from the ashes of
Ooh.
all the burned orange
Ooh,
trees.
I see
Up
what you
from
did
the
there. I
ashes,
see what
that's
you did
right,
there.
all right.
Okay.
And I want to take umbrage with you, my former best friend in the whole wide world, in
former?
saying that the best technical wrestler in history is dead. He is alive and well and still good friends with the second best technical wrestler in history. He goes by the name of Ricky Steamboat, and his best friend is Ric Flair. And together they had some of the most amazing matches in history. Ricky Steamboat was able to take Randy Savage, probably the most Hulk Hogan-esque stomp kick, take it home type wrestler in the world, and have probably a match that people still talk about to this day, you know, at WrestleMania 3. So in an era when good wrestling was not the mainstream, right? When it was punch, kick, stomp,
Yeah.
you know, finish your move, take it home. So, I really want to weigh in on that, saying the best technical wrestler in the world. And frankly, he's an agent now, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah.
He's, yeah.
And you would
is,
obviously nobody listens to him because
Right.
if you did, you know, you would have much better wrestling. But the wrestling's a lot better now than it used
Do you
to.
think
It is,
Steamboat?
but
Do you think Steamboat gets enough credit for
no,
his career?
absolutely not.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
To like not get brought up in as many conversations.
He's definitely on the list of people that should have held the big title and never did, at least in WWF.
Yeah.
He is overlooked many times. Ricky Steamboat's often overlooked. And you have a point that Steamboat Flair is definitely always on at least the top 10 matches of all time when you bring it up.
Sure, sure.
So I agree. It's
Yeah, you know, and the thing I think about Ricky Steamboat, the reason why he isn't is because he cut a horrible promo. When he would talk, he was like stumbling for words and not quite he's either overdoing it or just not convincing. I think that was really his downfall.
Definitely.
The fact that his promos weren't all that. At a time when, guys like Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair were cutting promos that to this day stand up.
Truth.
Right? And Hulk Hogan had his little, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, and you had Macho Man, oh yeah, and the honky tonk man going on back and forth. So you had all these other guys who couldn't wrestle a lick hardly, cutting these great promos.
See now, yeah, and the vice versa. That if there was a list for the most overrated honky tonk man in my mind, it's got to be on there.
More than Hulk Hogan or Shawn Michaels?
No. Not
Jeez,
well.
what?
Hogan's at the very top.
Well, yeah, Hogan,
don't
yeah.
get John started on
Hogan.
Shawn Michaels. It's something none of us.
Shawn Michaels, really?
Oh man, okay. This is all the guys at OCCW got pissed at me. It was on the air too. I could see Astro was visually like disturbed. My argument was yes, the man could deliver in the ring, but every time I watched him, I didn't believe that he could physically beat up anybody in the ring. I looked at him and I just no, you're not. There is no way you could beat up Bret Hart in a fist fight. There's no way. Maybe Marty Jannetty, right? Maybe he could have beaten up Marty Jannetty, but I mean, no. And frankly, I wasn't the only one who felt like that because people started changing the channel to Nitro when he was, the champion or in the top spot.
Okay.
I mean, it could still be argued they changed the channel because NWO was in its heyday at that time too. But I do agree, and to a lesser extent, I thought the same thing of Daniel Bryan's first run with Money in the Bank. This is going back. He was going against Mark Henry, The Big Show, all these huge guys, and he really wasn't utilizing his submissions. So there was nothing believable when I watched him in that. Like, why? Why?
Yes, there's some of us who still like to, like to suspend our disbelief and actually watch a wrestling match where we want to see the hero, or the face, or we want to see something, right? We want to see other than personalities and whatnot.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Shawn
personalities,
Michaels, man.
no, don't get me wrong. Technically, very sound, right?
Yeah.
That's about it. You know what I mean? I didn't believe the matches he was in. I didn't believe any of it for a minute because it's like, I
can kind of agree to it because early in his career, no. But I feel like later on, like old Shawn Michaels, he had really good matches. Like,
I mean,
I didn't buy any of it. I just couldn't. And it's just me. I mean, I came along at a time when, you wanted to believe that these guys could actually do this, right? You believe that someone like Dusty Rhodes could get in a bar fight. Yeah, he was a big fat guy, but you knew he was a big, strong fat guy, right? You saw the Road Warriors and you went the other way, if you weren't asking for an autograph. You believe the Four Horsemen were these despicable, conniving bastards who would never fight you one-on-one, right?
True.
And then there's Shawn Michaels. I'm just a sexy boy.
I get it.
You know what? I thought Sherry, Sensational Sherry, was tougher than
tougher
he
than
was.
Shawn.
And she probably was.
She probably was. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
So I did not.
Well, so then let me ask, based on your opinion of Shawn Michaels, modern wrestling, do you enjoy the Young Bucks, or do you think the same thing of looking at them?
Oh God! And I'm not putting down the Young Bucks, right? I watch them and I see how good they are. Oh my! And I think I met one of them a couple times. We worked out here a few times back in the day. Very good wrestlers, outstanding wrestlers, but their matches. I mean, I worked in a strip club for a couple of years. I've never seen anyone smack their own ass as much as I've seen in a Young Bucks match. Right?
Hold the phone. Whoa,
here's a
wait.
kick.
John.
Here's another kick. It's like
You used to work at a strip club?
a couple of them. Yeah.
What? How?
I wasn't a stripper. Don't get me wrong.
Hey,
Uh,
listen. Hey, making money, man.
No,
Shout out to all the
I
strippers
was
out
I was a
there.
bouncer at California Girls and then another one up north. So.
No way.
Yeah.
Dang.
The
Yeah,
more
those
you
are some
know.
good stories. You know what? Not to get off topic, but at one time, one of the podcasts here was a bouncers podcast, right? And I was on there, and we got to tell some pretty good stories about being, bouncers and here and there. So that was always fun. So yeah.
May have to bring you back just for some of those stories.
Right? Shout to.
But I digress. This Saturday, July 13th, at the American Legion Post 716, OCCW, that's Orange County Championship Wrestling for the uninitiated, presents Yankee Doodle Damage.
That's a good name. That's a good
Love
name.
it.
Thank you. You know what? I came up with this about a year ago, right?
not American. I love
And
it.
we just had an argument with let me give you some of the proposed names that these guys wanted to come up. They Uncle Slam.
Was there red, white, black, and blue?
Yes, red, white, black, and blue. Indie Independence Day. And you know what? Well, maybe you guys can use this.
Hey,
on your,
next year we're
all right.
next year we're
What was the other one? World Warped 3 or something. Something stupid like that. So, yeah. So I like Yankee Doodle Damage. I didn't have to. I had to explain to some of these younger guys about Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Right.
Right. 4th of July. It took a little bit of doing, but yes, thank you. My own
what about
creativity.
Bash on Beach Boulevard?
Yes, the American Resolution. It's a
That's
good one.
not bad though. I actually like that one.
Resolution, right? That's not a bad one. I might use that one. Resolution.
Let Wrestling Ring? No? Okay.
I get it. The ring. See, but people might not get the
See,
ring.
they're not.
Well,
Yeah.
because they're stupid. That's on them.
But back on topic, Orange County Championship Wrestling presents Yankee Doodle Damage. That's at the American Legion Post 716 in fabulous uptown Los Alamitos, which is just right off the 605 in
Good city.
Catella. You will see Mikey O'Shea. You will see Helmuth. You will see the Orange County Championship Wrestling current, what he prefers to call Dragon Weight
The
champion.
Dragon Weight. I heard about
Dragon
this.
Weight
I don't know what that
champion,
means. Are you dragging your ass on the ground or what? Because you haven't been dragging your ass into the to defend your title. But this weekend, you will see the former champ, Gusten Thunder Uberstud, and current Lucha Pro title holder will be wrestling to regain the Orange County Championship Wrestling heavyweight title from Vintage Dragon.
Well,
You'll see.
Vintage Dragon was a former GCF SoCal champion for like an hour.
Yeah, and probably the quickest title match in the SoCal indie scene in a long time. You know, just really sent that clown packing, didn't he? Oh, I'm sorry, this is not my show. I'm not trying to say
Hey,
controversy.
listen, hey man,
I'll get to that later.
you gave us the platform, dog. You can say whatever you want.
Okay, all right. That said, you'll see the Orange County Championship Wrestling Tag Team titleists, Thunder and Lightning, the team of B.A., Marcus Frey, and Azrael, taking on. Who are they taking on? They're taking on. I don't know if they're taking
Lucha Homies,
Yeah,
aren't
the Lucha Homies. That's going to be Lil Cholo and Mariachi Loco.
Okay.
Now, if you know anything about the backstory there, for a couple of months now, Loco and Cholo and Loco, I want to say Choco and Lulo, but for some reason, anyway, the Lucha Homies have been seeing fit to jump into the ring and sneak attack various.
Yeah, they did a drive-by at your last show.
They did a drive-by.
They rolled up in
you
the.
didn't see this. Yeah.
Yeah, they rolled up in the car.
They were
Probably
shooting
we have
people?
that footage.
They were
Probably
shooting
yeah.
people?
Yeah, no, they didn't shoot.
Not that kind of.
They did not that
Well,
kind
you
of.
can't say drive-by. and
Well,
then
this
be
was
like,
the
"Oh, nobody
wrestling
got shot."
equivalent of a.
The wrestling drive-by.
I'm from the hood, bro. Like, you
Oh,
can't
I'm
be saying
Mexican.
this
I know
is
what a
drive-by.
drive-by is. I think we invented it. Okay.
Come on, man.
Jesus Christ. No, they rolled up. They jumped out. They hit. You know, they hit Azrael and BA from behind, and then took off running when the boys got their wits about them. And prior to that, they did that to. I think they did that to them at the show before that as well. So we called them out on it on our show, Royal Ramble, which can be seen Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. here on the Free Admission Channel. That's Royal Ramble. So we called them out on the Royal Ramble, and they agreed, you know, for the title that they would show up that day. So
Interesting.
Yeah, so you're gonna see Mariachi Loco and Lil Cholo, see if they really got, you know, the chutzpah or ganas, as it were, to take those titles from that team. Chutzpah.
Well, I
Yeah.
hope, yeah. Especially after seeing what Lucha Pro's been putting you through, and I can relate to outsiders coming in, DI, which brings us to I like Azrael
Outsiders
with
that
the
you
current
brought
tag
in.
partner that he's got. Azrael's a good guy when he's not with DI.
You know, you've heard that term. People get in with the wrong crowd. You know, never would it apply better than to Azrael and his. You know, when he's with me and BA, or when he's with just me, the guy, you can take him home. He's polite to my mom, polite to my grandma. You know, just has a very, very.
Just a real good guy to be around.
Yeah, well, you get him around those other clowns. DI.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh yes, his singing voice may leave a little to be desired.
Hey,
But
I mean, we're all not great singers. You know?
well, speak for yourself, there, Chief. I mean, I've heard this guy's pipes, and you know, I can
You've
carry
heard his
it.
pipe?
Right here. I mean,
Do y'all hang out with TJ Swap?
Let's not bring up TJ right now.
It's coming together. I knew it. All right. Working at strip clubs, TJ's point. All right, it's coming together.
I'm going to let you guys talk about. We also have
Yeah,
a
the
special
investigation.
featured Gold Coast Federation match. Is that for the world title or the UV?
You know, I was gonna wait. I'll say it now. We had bitching from our champion at your last event because you let us put a title on the line.
'Cause he be bitching.
And I let Tony Reyes defend a great title, and Cadillac had an issue. So I can tell you right now, Cadillac will get his opportunity to defend the SoCal heavyweight title on your show.
Fantastic.
We'll be
This
bringing him on a
Saturday.
little later. Hold your horses, Caddy. I know
He's
you're waiting in the wings. But yeah, he's got the opportunity.
He's revving that engine. Hey, my grandpa used to drive a Cadillac, but it was with a C, a Cadillac.
My grandpa used to drive a Cadillac too.
Well, I know that. Oh, I'm sorry. Mine actually drove a Chevy. Go figure. But and let me guess, yours drives a Prius.
I mean, it is what it is.
You know what? Call it racism. I call it ethnic humor.
We love a little ethnic humor. on
Nothing
this
wrong
show.
with that. We you know, we're all friends, right? Don't make me start making Filipino jokes because my girl will get pissed.
Oh,
All right.
All right, John,
Yeah.
one more time. Plug the show for us.
Okay, that's Saturday, July 13th. Doors open at 5:30. Show starts at 6 p.m. sharp. Yankee Doodle Damage. You'll see the OCCW heavyweight title on the line. The tag team titles on the line. You will see the GCF
SoCal heavyweight title.
on the line. And you will see Mikey O'Shea, Guy Cool, Freddie Helmuth, and so many more. Tickets are $15 pre-sale, $20 at the door. Don't you dare miss it. I want to thank you boys for having me on. Wish you continued success. Good luck in
Thank
both
you,
the
sir.
podcasting and the pro wrestling. And I am out of here.
oh.
All right. Thank you, Johnny
It's the
Malice.
smoothest outro in all of
That's how a
wrestling,
show
man.
should run. Smooth.
That
Smooth.
was lit.
Now,
Shout out to
Since we
OCCW for having
started-
the best snack bar in pro wrestling.
they put
too.
us to shame. I don't know, man. I
Those
thought we were doing good with our snacks.
Yeah, whoever runs that snack bar at GCF,
they had
we
moon
need to,
pies
we
at
need
their
to
last
talk.
show.
Yeah,
That was amazing.
We need to
That
talk.
was amazing.
Moon pies, tamales. They had.
We
good
are going to have
soda.
to up the price of.
Bigger budget?
I'll give you.
Who's
Yeah,
yelling
yeah,
that?
yeah. You'll get your budget.
Robert,
Just give me some
Robert,
moon
why are
pies.
you yelling like that, man?
You guys have a good one.
All right, thank you. So, this brings us full circle because I just announced Cadillac will be defending the title at OCCW Yankee Doodle Damage. Vic, come on back in here.
Yeah, bring your weird
Come on
ass
back,
back
Vic.
on
All
here.
right, awesome. So, this brings us to why we weren't on the air a week ago. I got a call from my bosses. No, he's not my boss. No, I'm not his boss. We're kind of forced to work together. Yeah, we are his boss. The investors, the powers that be. I work for a conglomerate of investors that put in a fine amount of money for each show. They make the final say. Chris Cadillac somehow got to them, told them that I've been treating him unfairly, told them that his plan is to no-show at our next event. His plan is to go and take my belt, my GCF SoCal heavyweight title, anywhere he wants, defend it wherever he wants, and
Was he
not
gonna go
show
Baja
up.
Stars?
He's
Gonna go to Mexico?
he plans
fuck is he gonna go?
on no showing anything,
Fist.
and I'm not
He's
going to
gonna
have
fist.
that. The
Fuck
bosses asked me to work this out. They granted me, I'll put it that way, a week off to figure out what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. My last two champions were goaded into matches. They went against my approval. One of them held an open challenge without asking, and he lost the title. The next one went out there and got goaded by our current champion into a match while me and RJ yelled, screamed, said, don't take this match, don't ring the bell. No one listened to us because, you know, why listen to the freaking promoter or anything?
Probably should have
Listen
said
to
it
the
in
commissioner.
Spanish. You would have understood it.
A lot of our champions are pretty like.
Yeah, they
Convinced
take it
about
upon
everything.
themselves.
Yeah,
So
our
I have a
champions are idiots,
contract
man.
right here.
Our champions are
This
idiots.
is what's going to happen. You're going to sign the contract stating you cannot choose your opponent. You're going to let us, as a promotion, as a commissioner, as an owner, we put your title on the line. We deem it fair. And you do that, and we can find a way to work together. If not,
This is independent wrestling. We choose our opponents regardless.
I know you dislike him, but I kind of let. Hey guys, I let
they,
that.
yeah, I know you did.
What-
Let me say this. They are welcome
I'm trying to
guests
give you- I'm trying
of
to
the
give
show per the conglomerate of investors.
Vic, how you doing, buddy?
I'm sorry to take your chair again.
Oh,
bro.
no problem. No problem. It's nice.
They are welcome
Every
guests
time
of the
he
show.
comes on the
for
show,
investors.
they follow him.
Please welcome the SoCal heavyweight champion, Chris Cadillac.
Hi, guys.
And his agent, manager, what are you?
Friend.
His bitch, his bitch, Rossi
Influencer,
Montgomery.
Great friend.
Rossi
His bitch.
Montgomery.
Thank you. So what's up, guys? Good seeing you. Good seeing you. All that shit you're talking about. No,
you guys had a
go
good-
fuck
you guys
yourself.
had a good break
Hey,
last
I can
week,
say that,
right?
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
alright, cool.
Did you have a
Mhm.
good fourth? I mean, he had
Yeah,
a good
I had a
fourth. We had
wonderful fourth.
It was great. Wasn't around to you guys.
No. They're here. They're here for a reason. They're here for a reason.
We're here for a reason, I guess.
You went above
That's
my
for
head.
me to let you know I will not be there on the 28th.
You will be there on the 28th.
No, I will not. I already made
GCF
plans.
presents From the Ashes, July 28th, and you will be there. You
No,
will be
I
defending
not.
that title.
I will not. I made plans. Me and Rossi actually made plans. We're gonna go hang out, and
You complained that I was treating you unfairly.
you were.
You complained
all the crap
and
you're
said
talking
that
on
when I had the chance to let you defend the belt at OCCW, you said that I went against you and made Tony defend the title.
Yeah.
Tony-
You would think you wouldn't want that POS to defend his belt.
So if
Title.
you are seeking
This is
competition,
the title. This is the title. By the way, I passed John De La O in the hall right now. Did you explain to him what it's like to have a champion that shows up?
yeah, you'll be
Did you do that?
defending it
Did
on
you
his
do that?
show too. But that's neither here or there.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Did you
You went over my head. You complained. You're saying that you aren't
They
getting
like me
competition.
more than they like you. They like me more than they like you, only for the simple fact that I'm carrying this.
They like money, and I do nothing but grant them
And
it.
what is
I
Caddy?
make
What is
money.
Caddy?
Money. Hashtag.
There you go.
Who let you speak? We're
I
talking
did.
to him.
I did.
Okay.
Where the champ goes, I go.
Oh, by the way, I brought my own drink this time since you didn't get me one last time.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Nobody
For
cares.
this to continue, I need the leprechaun to shut his mouth for a minute
My leprechaun can talk all he wants.
because I need this to go the way okay. The owners want me to do this. I will do this for them.
I have to
We're
be
gonna-
nice. My name is Joey Sage. I have to be nice. Everybody know.
I did. I think so. Nice and nasally.
Dude,
Sweet Robert De Niro glasses, by the way. Remember that
Thank you.
Instagram post?
Thank you. Yeah, and I made a Joe Pesci one that you weren't so happy with.
Yeah, you threatened to kill me.
No, I threatened to have guys kill you. There's a difference. God.
Yeah.
This always comes back to I'm threatening someone's
Aren't you
life.
supposed to be with
I would
divine
never
intervention?
threaten
What are you
someone's
scared of?
life. I would
It's,
What are you
it's
scared
on
of?
Instagram still.
Yeah,
I
where I
sent
say
that to the
my
investors.
guys will take care of it. I never say that I'm gonna come after
What happened
you.
to Joe
I'm-
Pesci at the other casino?
Not everyone
fucking got mauled. Yeah, he got murdered. Yeah.
He's
It's the best part of that movie.
He's threatening to murder
He said he
me.
was going to have his people.
That's what I showed the investors. They were like,
have
what's
you seen-
going on here?
All right.
Have you
You're
seen
right,
his
you're right.
people?
No, he's right.
Have you seen
RJ,
I've seen his people.
he's right.
They're going to make me dig my own hole.
I've lost control of the situation, RJ. I'm taking
Much like your life.
responsibility.
Breathe.
Much like your life.
I
This
have
man
a
was a
contract
great-
here.
This man
Have
has
you
a
seen
what?
this
I
man's
have
house
a
in Newport?
contract here
No.
Oh.
stating you are going to be a model employee. You are going to be a model champion. You are
Model?
going. You will do what you're told, and in retaliation, in respect, I should say, we're going to find you suitable competition.
Oh,
That's
we-
what you
we
seek.
found him some
That's what you
competition.
told the investors.
You have
found him
nobody.
some
Rossi, tell
competition.
him.
We've already talked about it. Suitable.
We have already talked about
Suitable
it.
doesn't even
Why
stand
is
in the
he
discussion.
talking?
Here, why I'm
Who
talking
is he?
because you don't know what to talk about, boss. And guess what? When you're saying who you're in charge of, you're not in charge of me.
'Cause you don't work here.
Exactly. That's the beautiful thing. I work for this guy. I work for the title. I work for the champ.
You didn't do shit to get him that title.
This guy doesn't want to show up. It's not because he's staying at home. It's because I got calls, man. My phone is blowing up again. I got like 3 to 4 agents. You can get one maybe, but the big guy. But see, it doesn't matter if we're staying in Stanton. It doesn't matter if I'm taking Caddy down to Japan. It doesn't matter if maybe we're catching a flight to Florida. I don't know. Too sweet, me brother. Ooh. And you know what? It doesn't matter because guess what?
No,
guys?
it would
Explain all
be
your
something if
shit.
you really were taking this somewhere. You're taking this around, you're defending this, you're
The
showing
only place
honor.
you took
know
that
where you
title
took
was
it?
to a Hootie and the
You took it
Blowfish
to a
concert.
Hootie concert.
Hootie and the
That's
fucking
where you took
Blowfish.
my gold?
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Because you think Darius Rucker gives a fuck about this title?
Fuck Darius
And
Rucker.
Bare Nicolaides. Bare Nicolaides. Right there.
Fuck him. Fuck the
my
Blowfish. Fuck all fishes.
Whoa.
Okay.
Take all
We're gonna have
your...
to put that little bar across your mouth.
Yeah, man.
That nigga didn't do shit for country music.
What did Hootie ever do to you, man?
Suck.
Chris.
That's what he did.
Well,
What is the?
sounds like a you.
What is it that you're seeking?
What is it that I'm seeking?
What are you seeking?
I'm seeking respect.
You're
You're
seeking
not,
respect.
you constantly disrespect me on Instagram. You constantly disrespect me at shows. Like, let me ask you this right now. Okay, I asked this the last time I was here, and honestly, I want a goddamn dead honest answer from you guys. If Vintage Dragon had won the match against me, would you be treating him this way?
No, because I like Vintage Dragon.
Right, that's exactly my point.
If
It's
Vintage
again, I
Dragon-
say, it's who you like. It's who you
Vintage
guys
Dragon
like.
didn't jump us at Maximum Carnage.
One, that. Two, if Vintage Dragon left the building with that belt and carried himself as you do, I would have an issue with it.
I mean, but
You
if
are
he would have had his
all
own...
so wrong
You
with
are
how I
all
carry
ego.
myself. Now
You
I'm
are
taking
all
personal
you
offense.
do is talk shit on the promotion that you took this belt from.
I took it. You act like I stole it,
You-
bro. I won.
damn near stole it.
That is it. That's what gets wins.
Once
The
again,
pinfall.
I don't mean to interrupt you, champ, again, but
Are you
how many-
serious
how
right now?
many
And you
matches-
got nobody.
How many matches did this guy win at your last show? It wasn't just one; it was two.
How did he win it?
I
How do you
won
win?
two.
How do you
How
win?
did he win his first match?
Let us know.
Pinfall. 1, 2, 3. That's how I won.
After interference, how many times?
By hook or by crook, I am still your reigning and soon to be defending SoCal GCF champion.
Here's
guys
what's going to
can-
happen.
Oh my
You're going to sign this,
No, I'm
and
not.
I'm going to reveal your
No, I'm
opponent,
not.
and it's not
You
happening
have
until
nobody.
you sign
You
it.
have
Because
nobody.
this is what the investors wanted. I'm out to do my job,
You
and
have
you're
nobody.
going to be out to do yours. The investors want me to be calm, to be nice, to treat it with respect. That's not going to happen. So here's what's going to go down. You're going to defend this belt because you're a champion,
Hey,
and
say-
you're going to
hey,
act
whoa,
like
whoa,
you're a
say-
fighting champion. No,
say-
I had the champion that I wanted. I had the champion
Oh,
I wanted.
Danny Limelight?
Guess what?
Champion.
Danny Limelight was the champ I wanted. He was half your age.
I wanna have a show-
double
I wanna have a
talented.
show next
Do you know
week.
what
I
happened?
can do
Do you know what happened? You got in his head and you said that you used to be him. And why wouldn't that scare the shit out of someone?
Because
why
he
would
doesn't-
anyone want to turn into you?
Because he
Why
doesn't
would
want to end up
anyone
like an
want
old...
to turn into you.
Hey,
so you went
I
and
am-
you got in Danny's head. And
see
look
what you
how this
did?
happened.
You see what you
Look
did?
how this
Best
happened.
champion.
If you're the
Now
best
you know
champion,
these people.
there's the contract. Sign it. There's the contract.
Hey, make sure... I mean, it sucks you don't know how to read, but, you know, sign it.
You want to do that? That's fine.
Hey, bosses, you got what you wanted. You got what you wanted. He signed the contract. Please, please roll the footage of who I've
roll
found
it.
for Caddy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Come on.
There it is. Yeah, you done fucked up now.
On being a wrestler
You're shitting me.
who breaks the boundaries. Gold Coast Federation, you have to date not booked a female wrestler. July 28th, I am going to be that first female wrestler to come into your promotion. And I'm coming for the top guy. I'm coming for Chris Cadillac. Chris, I got a couple words for you. This is going to be the bad dream that you always wanted. Chris, I remember you. I remember when you were one of the top wrestlers in Southern California. I was there. Bateman was there. And what happened to you? You decided to go ahead and fall off and do whatever you've been wanting to do lately, but shit, man. As someone looks at your Twitter, it looks like your day job is rehab. July 28th, I'm going to remind you of who you were. Win or lose, I will make you remember. Because you deserve a lot better than this, and I don't care if you have to go home and tell Ian why you got a black eye from one of your friends. I will make you remember Cadillac.
Tell me again you can't fight any competition.
You see, you guys think it's
You about
funny.
to get your ass
Ain't
beat.
Anybody else? You think he cares? You think Caddy
Rossi,
cared? You
Rossi,
think-
Rossi!
Really?
Rossi! Just shut up, man.
He looks a little shook. Ooh, that boy shook. Ooh, that boy shook. Caddy about to get his ass beat. July 28th, Chris Cadillac versus Ruby Reyes right here at the dojo for the GCF SoCal Heavyweight Championship. Fuck you, DI. Fuck you, Chris Cadillac. Fuck you, Rossi. It's going down. Ruby Reyes about to beat the brakes off your bitch ass. But woo, I'm hyped. I am hyped.
We good?
That was good.
We're good?
We good.
All right.
We good. Oh, and even if you make it to July 28th, because we got an opponent for you on Saturday, as you will find out later this week, you might not even be champion by July 28th, but you're still going to get your ass beat by Ruby Reyes. It is going to be beautiful. Oh, this is a good day.
Tickets are on sale now.
Yes, purplepass.com/GCF Ashes, I think. Yeah, GCF Ashes.
Can't
Yeah.
think of a better finish than that. Bosses, did I make you happy now?
Fuck the boss.
They signed it.
I don't care.
All right, guys. I think that's all the time we need for this week.
Whew.
Tune in next week for more GCF.
About to celebrate at Chili's. If you want, fuck y'all.